Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 7 in the NIRV for October 7th, 2023. My son, obey my words. Store up my commands inside you. Obey my commands and you will live. Guard my teachings as you would guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. Say to understanding, you're a member of my family. They will keep you from a woman who commits adultery. They will keep you from the smooth talk of a sinful wife. I stood at the window of my house. I looked down through it. Among those who were childish, I saw a young man who had no sense. He went down to the street near that sinful woman's corner. He walked towards her house. The sun had gone down, and the day was fading. The darkness of the night was falling. A woman came out to meet him. She was dressed like a prostitute and had a clever plan. She was wild and pushy. She never stayed at home. Sometimes she's in the streets. Sometimes she's at the other places. At every corner she waits. She took hold of the young man and kissed him. With a bold face she spoke to him. She said, "Today I've offered what I promised I would. At home I have meat left over from my fellowship offering, so I came out to meet you. I looked for you, and I've found you. I've covered my bed with colored sheets from Egypt. I perfumed my bed with spices. I used myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink our fill of love until morning. Let's enjoy ourselves by sleeping together. My husband isn't home. He's gone on a long journey. He took his bag full of money. He won't be home for several days." She led him astray with her clever words. She charmed him with her smooth talk. All at once he followed her. He was like an ox going to be killed. He was like a deer stepping into a trap until an arrow struck its liver. He was like the bird rushing into a trap. Little did he know it would cost him his life. My sons, listen to me. Pay attention to what I say. Don't let your hearts turn to her ways. Don't step onto her paths. She's brought down a lot of men. She's killed a huge crowd. Her house is a road to the grave. It leads down to the place of the dead. Translation pulls no punches, huh? Actually, translation is topic of discussion. I wanted to buy my lady a premium Bible for our anniversary. That's coming up. Super romantic. Yeah, girl, I know. Look, just wanted to do something nice, and she saw this sweet purple Bible from Skylar and was like, ooh. She also saw a zippered Bible, and her kid said, ooh, Skylar offers zippered Bibles. Today, as I'm looking through Zondervan and all these other things, I go to evangelicalbibles.com, and would you know what there's this pre-order for right now? A personal size purple zipper Skylar Bible. And do you know what that girl tells me after all that? Ooh, but do they have blue? Bro, it's been weeks looking at different purple Bibles because I thought I was pleasing her. Found this awesome Zondervan, but it's in the NRSV, but that includes the Apocrypha. It's got this cool speckled gilding on it and 3 ribbons. I was like, she'll love this. I don't know if she'll like the translation. So then we had to talk about translation. But my lady doesn't exactly know what translation she wants. It's a lot of us start in KJV and NKJV, and I believe the church reads in ESV, but I've been reading whatever we're reading in church and whatever we're reading here. And I really, we talked about the CSB, the Holman Christian Standard Bible, was a really cool translation. But I don't want to push her into thought for thought, paraphrasing, whatever. I want her to, what the saying is, what's the best Bible translation? Well, it's the one you read, right? It's the one you pick up and you read and you actually spend time with. So in that regard, we can own multiple Bibles, and indeed we do, for other translations. Sorry, I don't know what's up with my eye. So when it comes to study, she can compare however she likes, but I want to have a Bible that she takes around with her, takes to church, throws in her backpack for work, although I doubt she'll ever be able to pull it out where she works. because it's critical care, not because it's particularly hostile. I digress. I was excited about this. If you're watching this, what translation do you prefer? I'm looking forward to my new American literary translation coming soon. And there's a Bible on sale that I saw today that I thought was really sharp, and I might have to pick it up. I actually thought about picking up multiple versions of them so that I could have some Bibles to give away. Actually, went to some festivals today, and the Gideons were out. The Life book. I haven't read this yet. I skimmed it. My son apparently read it because he's a readaholic. And it's like the life of Jesus and telling his gospel. I'm not sure how it ends. I'm sure it's a call. Yeah, first steps, how to meet Jesus, right? So that's cool. They gave me a bunch when I told them I was going to leave them some places, because that's the Gideons thing. And as a cheetah, I mean, can you not want an orange Bible, right? Cheetah Coalition, you know what I'm saying? It's a standard Gideon pocket-sized New Testament with Psalm and Proverbs. I was excited that the boys both got one, because I might have even said it on here. I've just been thinking about it. Like when I was little, I got my little red Bible from the Gideons at school. And I know they give them to the nurses and the law enforcement and the military and stuff. And, I wish my kiddos could have one of those, but I don't want to force it. Lo and behold, Gideon's hanging out today and give my kiddos a Bible, which Bible's in the house. However, it's different when you get your own, right? So, super cool. And anyway, I was excited about that because now they gave me 3 of them, I believe. So I'll just attempt to leave them with people. I don't want to just leave them where they'll be not taken or used, but hopefully I can strike up a conversation, maybe do a little Discovery Bible with them, spend some time with them, pray with them, and then be able to give one to them. And Halloween's coming up, so nobody wants like a money appearing track that's, a scam. So I like what Mike Winger says, right? Have the best, most awesome candy and candy bars at your house, and then pass out a tract or something like that with it. Don't give crappy candy. Don't give tiny stuff. Don't give subpar things. Don't pass out just a tract and say, God bless you. Come on, y'all. Step up your game. All this, and I know it's kind of digression, but, this is the difference here, right? I'm not perfect, and my wife puts up with so much from me. And that's it. I don't need to criticize her because she has so many good qualities, and she's trying to be a good woman. And she met the Lord before we met, and now we're walking together towards the Lord. So thank God that I found a good woman, and that, I don't know how to put it without being overly critical, that she didn't go through an extended garden tool phase. What can I say? Everybody's got baggage, but the more experiences that we have, with the opposite sex, and the more intimate they are, the more we're going to carry that with us for the rest of our lives. And the more that we have, the more that it calluses us and makes it hard to have a real experience in the authentic way that we did at the start. So it does matter. Solomon's out here giving his wisdom to his son. And once again, if anybody knows about women, it's Solomon. And he's watching, out of his house, out of the palace, watching this happen. And since he can see a great deal from where he lives, he's able to see the market in this corner and that corner in this house. So I'm sure, just like we love the people watch, he began to know the people near him in the city. Because he's no stranger to watching this woman. How she was dressed. She was wild and pushy, never at home, in the streets and at other places. So he knew what he was up to, and had likely seen this happen, play out a number of times. It makes you wonder too, is the husband knowledgeable and complacent? Is he unaware? Is he aware of some but not others? And when he becomes aware, he becomes enraged, just like the other Proverbs tell us. Or is it like so many modern couples where, well, he's away on business. He's doing his thing. I'm going to do my thing. And we're just going to keep it quiet. But everybody knows. The king knows. The neighbors know. The people in the market that see her know. And this is what it says in other chapters, right? About your reputation. You know, you got to choose your reputation, because you, as someone that goes along with that, or patron of prostitutes, or, you know, going into somebody else's wife and having that relationship with them, you get your reputation and you get made known too. Worth contemplating before you act. I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm sure I could harp on this. There's a great comic from the Oatmeal that recently came out, and it's like how it feels to vent, and it's a little buddy like spewing fire and then just smoke, like, ooh, that feels better. But it's like how I vent, and it's like the bunny spewing fire and then more fire and then chugging gas and gasoline cans all around him and fire coming out of all of his orifices and just that's how I vent. So if I get myself riled up, it might make for good content, maybe. I really wanted to do this earlier in the day. Drove all day. And went home, collected the family, went to the chocolate festival, left that, went to a delivery that I had to make, and then met them way out at the potato festival. I was promised potato candy. I did not see any candy made of potatoes. We did have some potatoes, but not potato candy. So I probably could have done it. There was a good moment during the golden hour where I could have sat and done that. But number one, I was doing the daily verse, trying to get that, and then getting my directions. And then two, after I made the drop off, it was perfect and it was amazing outside, and I should have shot it, but I would have been sitting in the parking lot trying to record this with my family waiting on me at the fair. So priorities. And then ran home, went to work, ran home, went to tell everybody goodnight. Pulled up here, started, and realized I told the boys goodnight. I didn't kiss them goodnight in their beds and tell them goodnight there, which I told them I would, and I went home for. So, oh man, I guess I'm going to head back and do that. They'll probably be asleep while the time I'm there. The old one will be asleep because church in the morning. He wants to go to kid church. The young one, talking to himself, reading a book, listening to a book, talking to his brother, generally causing a ruckus for it to be so late. Once again, though, need to find a church. No, it's not, a commandment. Like, look, you need other people. To walk the Christian life, you need to be embedded within a community. Maybe I need to do a video on how to find a church, right? Maybe that's a question that many people have, especially post-COVID. Churches change, churches shut down, churches slim down. Online's cool. Get the word. Don't get me wrong. But you need to be meeting other people. And you know what? Maybe you don't feel like you need other people, but maybe somebody needs you. Maybe somebody needs your presence, the perspective that you offer. Something. So the body only functions optimally with all its parts. And we're the body of Christ, right? Go do your part. So don't forget, if you're still watching this, what translation do you read? What do you like to read when you just read? Do you have a different one that you study? You know, how's this work? I know a lot of us read on our phones. I'm reading on our phone right now. And then I got one Bible app. I got this Bible app with YouVersion. And then I got the Blue Letter Bible to study with. What do you do? And then I realized I have a really nice copy of the New Oxford English Bible. New English Oxford Bible. One of those. And I don't think that they have it on any of these online ones or this app. So maybe we'll have to go to me reading out of the book if I want to do that translation. And then Buddy Tyler, I mentioned about the Message, and then I should try the Message. And he's like, oh, you've already done that. But I just did all those playlists, and no, I don't think I've done the Message yet. So the Message is one I want to look at. The amplified version is one I want to look at. And if my literary version comes in, great. And then the Passion, which I know everybody hates the Passion, but I feel like I've studied and read this book enough that I'm prepared to be able to read it and give some commentary on its differences. Then again, who am I? Who am I that anybody is listening to me read the word and talk to myself, let alone to offer perspective on the word? I don't know. Logo's pretty much done. I think I'm happy with it. I'm going to send it to get converted to embroidered, and then hopefully I'll have like a custom hoodie for myself, which for all the hoodies I have, I probably don't need one more, but I'm excited to have it. And my wife steals all my hoodies anyway. I had to literally take this off of her because the one that she brought me to the park had no pockets. What? I don't want a hoodie with no pockets. You wear it. You're going to wear it anyway. Shout out, guys, if you ever get a hoodie back from your lady. I'm going to rustle it off of her sometimes. In Jesus' name, come out of my hoodie, you woman. Go with God and be blessed.